All right, good morning, everybody. Come on in the room. Great people. It is Monday. It is our defined kickoff call in my best Dusty Texan accent. You define Monday, you define your business, you define your finish. Good morning to you. So I hope everybody is doing well. Again, as you can see on the screen, although it says Dusty Oglesby, I am not the Dusty Oglesby. Again, with just scheduling and this, that, and the other, we have a lot that's shaking and moving within the defined coaching community. And so I have the esteemed honor and privilege of hopping on this call with you all today. So I'm super, super excited about it. I hope everybody is doing great. It is beautiful here in Michigan. Just FYI, we have had some southern weather. So if we got any southern people on this call here today, we have been in the 90s easy. And for Michigan, 90s also means like 100,000% humidity as well. So we have been baking and sweating at the exact same time. But other than that, the sun's out. I can't complain about it. I hope everybody's doing good. You know how we kick off these calls today. Let's go ahead. Somebody either raise your hand or go ahead and unmute. Share with us some what we call bucket fills. Give us some of your points of gratitude. What are you grateful for today? What awesome things have happened in your life, in your business? What are some big wins that you have accomplished over the last 7 days? Share with us a little bit of some of that great things as we kick off today. Again, you can raise your hand, you can go ahead and unmute, whatever is most comfortable for you, but let's go ahead and share some wins. What you got for me today?
Ryan, I'll go.
Hey, good morning, Janet. How are you?
Good morning. So this will be a little crazy, but I am actually grateful that I just got off a Zoom call with my new accounting bookkeeping firm, which it's a feat. I mean, honestly, those of you guys who know me, I talk about all the time, like I look so great on paper. Wait, no, I look so great in general. But then when you look behind the scenes on paper, it's absolutely insanity. So it was yet another step in really figuring out what that's going to look like. And it's such a huge investment on the front end, which is why I keep not doing it, because I'm like, but anyway, I did it, and that's a huge win for me.
Awesome. Awesome. That is a big step. So congratulations on that. All of us that are in this business know that that is the most nails on a chalkboard form of experience in the self-employed world. So kudos to you, Janet. I'm sure it's going to make your life hopefully a whole lot easier and make you look good on paper just as much as you do outside. So that's fantastic. Awesome. All right. Anybody else? What else you got for me? Some wins, some points of gratitude, some great things that have happened in your life and in your business over the last couple of days. Let's at least get one more before we dive into it today.
I'll go. And mine is not real estate or work related, but
Sure.
I actually attended the wedding of my niece-in-law per se this weekend, and it just warmed my heart because most of them are late 20s, mid 30s, and just seeing all of the nieces and cousins together and just seeing the amazing adults that they have transformed into and just seeing them evolve. It really warmed my heart Saturday.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful that you got a chance to experience that moment. That's what all that is. Those are moments that create those levels of impact and essentially those dents in our life throughout the journey. So that's incredible. I'm very pleased to hear that you had that opportunity to even partake in that. That's very good. And I'm glad it was beneficial for you and the family as well. And of course, weddings are always fun. So congrats to the newlyweds. Love is great. Love is great. All right, anybody else before we dive into it today?
Hi, I have one. My name's Tanya, and today I have a closing, and this one is special because I've been working with them for 3 years now. They were business owners. We had to get their taxes, then their credit, and then it's been here in Virginia, a crazy buyer's market. So we've shown them homes for over 40 weeks. And just we kept losing out, but
Mm.
today is closing day, so I'm really excited about this closing today.
You know what? Congratulations to you. You deserve everything that's coming from this closing today. Because you said 40 weeks of showings.
Sorry, 40 houses. We've shown them over
Oh, I
40
mean,
houses.
still, that's,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
still.
four
Shoot.
months of showings.
Yeah.
Losing out every weekend.
But the thing is this, right? You stuck to it, right? And I
Yes.
think that's the biggest thing that real estate professionals miss in this season is the consistency aspect. So, I mean, hey, this is a closing. This is a paycheck. This is a sphere of influence. This could be additional closings that come from how you served this one person just because you stayed committed to it. So enjoy the closing, enjoy the moment. Great job and congratulations on that. That is incredible.
Thank you.
Incredible. All right, well, let's go ahead and dive into it today. So I had Martina put together a little bit of a graphic for today. I want to talk about the topic bold moves. And let me just lay a quick foundation of this, and then we're going to go into some of our journaling time just to lay the platform of what it is we're going to navigate through here today. But as we talk about bold moves, I want you to consider bold moves in terms of the moves that we make that require boldness, right? And then I want you to consider the moves that you make that require bold impact, right? So bold moves move bold, okay? And so I want you to just kind of get your mind in that space here as we get ready to dive into that topic here in just a moment. But we're going to take some time to journal as we normally do, okay? This is our moment that we have to be able to put our brain, to put our emotions, to put our soul, to put our heart all into alignment this morning, right? This is Monday. We're kicking off a new work week. We're kicking off another, every time we come into these defined spaces like this is not just a coaching call. This is not just a great opportunity that we get to hear and get some nuggets and take some notes. This is an opportunity, right? And I believe time and chance happen to all of us, okay? You're given time, and inside of that time is chance. Today is another chance that you have to take what we're going to review and put some implementation behind it and change and turn the trajectory of your business and your life. So the journaling aspect is our opportunity to give some divine alignment into those spaces, okay? So we're going to go ahead and take a couple moments here. We're going to go ahead and journal and jot some things down. Of course, we always want to reflect on first and foremost what you're grateful for, right? Even if it is the CPA, even if it is the wedding, even if it is the closing that finally took place after 40 plus showings, right? What are you grateful for? Who are you grateful for? Why are you grateful for them? Right? I mean, many of us who have experience in life along the way, sometimes we get up like we do on a day-to-day and we're just grateful for life. Like we're just grateful that we have air inside of our lungs, that we were able to clothe ourselves, that we have a roof over our head, right? Maybe the family and the support system that we have that have literally charged us to accomplish the level of things that we have been able to accomplish today. And what does all that look like? So what are you grateful for? Who are you grateful for? Why are you grateful for them? And then I want you to ask yourself and journal another question as well. And I want you to start to internalize, what are you bold at, right? Like whatever this is that fuels you in terms of your gratefulness, what does it push you to do that causes bold actions, right? Like, so when we talk about this closing that is getting ready to take place after 40 plus showings, right? What points of boldness did you have to execute along the way that caused you to get to that table of ultimately success, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and take a couple moments here. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again. And please, I know there was some weird audio thing, so, Felicia, do what you got to do if you can't hear anything, okay? But I want to take this moment here real quick, and we're going to go ahead and just journal. What are we grateful for? Who are we grateful for? Why are we grateful for? And what are our points of boldness that we can identify today? And then we'll get right back into it.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Oh, the sun will keep on rising in that old familiar way, and every little thing is gonna be okay. You're gonna be alright. Darling, you're gonna be alright. 'Cause the stars will keep on shining through the darkest night. You can know you're gonna be alright. So lift your eyes to the hills. Remember where your help comes from. Lift your eyes to the hills. You never face a valley alone. 'Cause even when your heart is breaking and you've gone and lost your way, oh, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. I know that you're gonna be okay. There's not a care in this whole world that can take that truth away. And you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be alright. My darling, you're gonna be alright. 'Cause at the end of all our breath, when we're beckoned on to the light, love will meet you there. You're gonna be alright. For the end of all our breath is the beginning of new life. You're gonna be alright.
All right, take a minute and just go ahead and wrap up your sentence. If you need a few extra seconds here to do that, please take that. I wanted to play that song as we journaled this morning because I wanted to give a declaration to you that many of us are facing quite a bit of stuff in our life, in our business, and in many different ways. And I think it's important to know that as we take these times to do these levels of reflection and such, that we are doing them in a way, in a method that ensures that at the end of it, when the dust is settled, we are going to be okay. All right. We're going to be good. Our business is going to be okay. Our lives are going to be okay. Our families are going to be okay. It is going to be okay. And sometimes in that okay, in that space of being okay, requires us to move and to activate and to implement in action with a level of boldness. Not because we're not bold, but sometimes it's going to require us to do things that we are not used to doing. Right? Dusty says in the Defined Room quite often that those that are going to succeed in this next season, in this next market, are those that do what they don't want to do when they don't want to do them, right? And a lot of times that level of being uncomfortable requires a level of boldness, right? You got to make the decision to do it, regardless and no matter how it feels. So we're talking about bold moves today, okay? And I want to break it down into three main kind of fundamentals, so to speak. Okay, so if you are taking notes today, to any note takers that are out there, today is going to be your day to shine. Okay, I'm going to ask you to take some notes today. I want you to leave this space this morning with some concrete, tangible things that you are going to take throughout this week and win. Okay, and so let me start by asking this: what does bold mean to you? Okay, what does bold mean to you? You can put it in the chat box. You can unmute and just give me your answer. What does bold mean to you? The word bold, what does that mean to you? Anybody want to take a stab at it?
Taking action in spite of how you may feel.
I love it. taking action, keyword, in spite of how you feel. I love it. Anybody else? I see in the chat box. Hey, good morning, Rhett. Gabriella says, get to where you are afraid to go. Ah, so good. Get to where you are afraid to go. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. Anybody ever heard the phrase, you've got to do something you've never done to get something you've never gotten? Amber says, unapologetically passionate without excuses. Man, you all are, listen, you guys are writing these definitions better than the dictionary itself. I love it. Keep it coming. I love it. Ryan says, hey, Ryan. Ryan says, getting out of the boat like Peter did, leaving the other disciples behind. Yes. Felicia, I knew somebody was going to come up with that. And of course it would be you. I was just waiting for that part. Even though we're going to do a slightly different version of that. Okay, that's not what this space is, but I knew somebody was going to plug into that part right there. I love it. I love it. I love it. But yeah, getting on the boat like Peter did, right? The general bloodline of everybody's responses thus far is the fact that bold moves require you to go against the grain, okay? It speaks to the fact that you're going to have to do something that you are not comfortable, acclimated, or used to doing, okay? However, right, just like getting out of the boat, just like get to where you are afraid to go, right? At the end of all of that, you're left with something new, you're left with something different, and you're left with something, especially a level of success, that you never would have had you not. Okay, so as we dive into this topic today, that's the question I want you to ask yourself. Okay, if I did not, if I had not, what would I have had? Right? Many of us all have those experiences and those times in our life where we go back and we realize, okay, you know, I did this over here and maybe it wasn't the best decision, right? Maybe it was the best decision, okay? But what results did either of those two things get me? And then asking ourselves, had I not, right? Had I not made the decision to stay committed, had I not made the decision to do certain things, right? Had Janet not made the decision to reroute her CPA efforts and polish up a lot of her systems on the back end, you know, had we not stayed committed to those 40 plus showings to get to the closing table, right? Like what would have happened? So had I not, what would have happened? Okay, being bold answers that question for us, because it causes us to do the things, like Dusty says, that we don't want to do when we don't want to do them, but yet gives us an ROI on our decisions that we would not have had any other way. Okay, so bold by formal definition is showing a willingness to take risks, and it means to be confident, and it means to be courageous. 100%, everybody's response based on the questions that I just asked, I love so much more. Okay, I think you guys owned the definition of what it means to be bold, right? Because you literally took the textbook definition, but when you took the textbook definition, you put meat to the bones with it. And you all are 100% right in that aspect, okay? Now, listen to this. Boldness requires, and we're going to go over three things. Let me just tell you what those three things are. Number one, we're going to go over boldness for winning strategies in today's market, okay? Number two, we are going to go over boldness in confidence. And then lastly, we're going to go over boldness to maximize opportunities. Okay, so strategies in this market, confidence, and maximizing opportunities. Okay, now boldness, and if you're taking notes, here's a note opportunity for you. Boldness requires, let me put it like this, boldness is required for activation, internalization, and implementation. Okay, boldness is required for activation, internalization, and implementation. Okay, so boldness is required in strategies, that's the activation. It's required in confidence, that is the internalization. And then it's required in implementation, that's when you get the opportunity to maximize on the opportunity that is before you. Okay, so let's dive into boldness for winning market strategies in today's market, okay? Obviously, first and foremost, we know under that topic, a subtopic that we can dive right into, especially for those of us that are in any type of sales aspects, is leverage, right? It is the number one thing that all of us should be doing in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Now there's people out there that say you shouldn't be leveraging anything until you've gotten your business to X amount of $1 million in production and this, that, and the other. Everybody is a little bit different in how they operate. Okay, let me just preface that. I think I said this on the last call. I personally, on the DISC assessment, I am in a abnormally high I. And I've tested and tested and tested every single time, and I score the exact same number every single time. Okay. For your reference, it's a 98% I. Okay. What follows behind that is a D at a very low thing. Okay. But any other high I's out there know that we do really, really well in this type of space. Okay. However, I can get in front of a client and win the transaction 83% of the time because that's my conversion ratio, right? But the moment that I have to take all of that now into an administrative capacity, I suck. Okay. And so being bold to me, when we talk about leverage, is understanding that I've got to make a bold decision to say, okay, where is we all know the 80-20 rule, right? Where is my 80% that I can leverage off? How can I polish up my 20% so that I'm getting the results from this that I desire? Okay. So leverage is a huge thing. Now we have that in technology. Okay. We have that in digital marketing. We have that in social media. And for any other industries and stuff that are on here, we see those represented in several different ways, right? We utilize platforms. We have social media campaign calendars. We use targeted ads that reach specific demographics and geographical areas, right? These are all things that we decide in terms of our boldness for winning strategies that we can tap into to leverage, right, what's necessary, especially for those of us that lead gen. Okay, for those of us, the real estate people, we don't have business unless if we have lead gen. That's just the bottom line, the reality of this market, okay? And so the best thing to do for boldness of a winning strategy is find your points of leverage, okay? Now, if you are really, really good and really, really committed at social media, and you can knock out and stay committed to a social media calendar, and you're on top of it, every I is dotted, every T is crossed, right? Then you may not need leverage in that space, right? But if you're somebody like me who thinks the idea is fantastic, but you realize that you either need to hire somebody to do it, or you need to download like a Hootsuite or something like that, where you can pre-program all of your posts for the whole month if you wanted to. So you can time block one time for social media management and let the process do its process, right? That's leverage. It's about finding those particular points. Now, all of us on this call here today have different points of leverage. Okay, what I may struggle in, you may be really good at, right? What you may struggle in, somebody else may be really good at. So it takes time to identify what those specificities are. Okay, I love what you said in the comment box, Brad. He says, if you are not leveraging, you are losing. It is purely that simple. As he said, from day one, start leveraging. Losing as in time and productivity, not necessarily in your life or business as a whole. Absolutely. But here's the thing, time and productivity is directly connected to your life and business as a whole. So while you may not be losing direct life, and losing direct business, you are losing the opportunities to increase those when we do not leverage. Okay. Number two, to boldness for winning strategies in today's market, is we have to get back to certain things, some of our traditional belly-to-belly services on an elevated level. Okay, let me use virtual tours and open houses for an example. Okay, obviously, for those of us on here that deal with certain catered market tiers, okay, I'm gonna get a little real estate here for a second, or if you represent a particular industry, right, you have to know your market. Okay, one of the biggest things that I coach some of our agents here in the office is that we talk a lot about, customizing, tailoring your message, right? If I have a group of people in my database who are connected to my son's soccer league, right? I'm not going to send them information on, the best flowers to plant for spring, right? I'm going to send them sports and athletic related material, right? Or if I do have a group of people that I know are gardeners and, this, that, and the other, because maybe I met them at some type of, in our area here, we have the Dow Gardens, which is a huge, huge thing, and maybe I met some floral enthusiasts there, and I'm lead genning them, so I get them in my database, but I want to send them relevant content, right? Like, I'm not going to send them sports related stuff. I'm going to send those the ones I'm going to send, hey, these are the best low maintenance flowers to plant in spring to spark up your curb appeal at your home, right? And so we're tailoring this message. So when we take that into things like virtual tours and open houses, right? We have to invest in high quality things, right? Whether we're doing 3D walkthroughs or Matterport design layouts or, whatever that looks like. Basically, in the industry that you represent, your number one goal is to provide an immersive experience, okay? That's the phrase you're looking for, providing an immersive experience. How am I providing an immersive experience for the clientele that my industry deals with, okay? Now, a lot of that ties into also automation tools. So most of us have CRMs, we have lead tracking stuff, we've got tracking interactions, we've got streamlined follow-ups, we've got smart plans, we've got drip campaigns, we have all these type of automated tools that are at our disposal to help support us to leverage as we identify some of these winning strategies in today's market. Now, here's the thing. Those are just some of the top couple most important things right now in this market, okay? However, those are transferable principles. So if you're not specifically in real estate, you still have to leverage the technology that is represented in your industry. You still have to leverage an immersive experience to your clientele that is related to your industry. You still have to leverage automated tools that are related to your industry. And if you're not dealing with those top three things in this real estate market right now, you're already behind, okay? Now, the reason why I say that and the reason why these are some of the top three things, because there's tons of strategies that we can talk about on how to win in this market, but those being the top three things, and the reason why those are the most important right now is because those are the ones that are taking the unnecessary off of your plate so that you can get back to doing what real estate agents are called to do, okay? Getting back to that belly-to-belly, skills-based, as we call it, marketing or prospecting based, but marketing enhanced business, right? That gives you the opportunity for you